MLB The Show 26 finally dropped the cover for the game, and it's none other than Aaron Judge. Boom, there it is right there. Look at it. It looks pretty good. I'm going to take the cover, we're going to analyze it, we're going to look at it, and then we're going to rank it and compare it to all the other covers in MLB The Show history. Now, I'm not trying to be the, MLB The Show news guy, but there is a lot of information that came out today. The game comes out March 17th. Pre-order early access starts March 13th. There's going to be a gameplay trailer next week, February 3rd. Stadium creator, the stadiums will not carry over from last year, so any stadiums that are in the vault will not be in the game next year. You're going to have to go and make brand new stadiums. Big deal for me. I make a lot of stadiums. I'll probably make a couple videos on that as we get close to the release. There was some other information like SDS just reinforcing that there's a big focus on Road to the Show, making sure there's more content past, just getting drafted and playing through high school and college. And that's obvious. You can see that here on the cover, right? They're showing Aaron Judge, his journey from high school all the way to the MLB and the World Baseball Classic. The World Baseball Classic being on the cover is pretty exciting. I did make a video, right? My first video on this channel. I kind of mentioned I think the World Baseball Classic is going to be a big part of the game. There's going to be more of a focus on it. Clearly, they're putting it on the cover. They have a Aaron Judge in the USA jersey. So that's pretty exciting. That's going to be fun. So yeah, overall, I like the cover. It's pretty good. I don't know if it's my favorite, but that's why we're going to rank it. We're going to compare it to all other ones. Take a look, and then we'll figure out a good little place to rank it. Right now, I can tell you I like it. It's not bad. I don't think it's my favorite, but it's pretty good. It's definitely better than some of the ones we had in the last couple of years. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start the ranking, and yeah, we're going to do this classic tier list video. Let's go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and rank the cover for MLB The Show 26 and compare it to all the other covers in MLB The Show history. This was probably the best tier list I found on the website, so if it doesn't have every single cover that you're hoping to see, sorry, I'm not going to go make my own. Too much work. So let's go ahead and start. Pretty fitting. We have Aaron Judge start MLB The Show 18. I really like this cover. I don't think it's the best. I'm going to put it in B for now. I got to maybe compare it to the new one at the end to see. I think the new one is probably better. I don't know. I kind of like this one more than the new one. For now, we'll put it at B. We'll see how the list shapes up, and then we'll go from there. We got MLB The Show 22, Shohei Ohtani. This one's kind of a miss. I think they really should have played into the whole, two-way player a little bit more. Obviously, they have him hitting and pitching in the background, but it's, very hard to see in the red. They should have done like a dual image, front and center. That probably would have made it A tier or S tier, but yeah, they just kind of missed out on the opportunity with Ohtani, so I'm going to put it at B tier. Next, we have MLB The Show 7, David Wright. This, I think it's probably got to go F tier. I feel like it's pretty iconic. Same with the David Ortiz one. Pretty iconic kind of era of MLB The Show. But they're going to have to go F tier. I'm not a big fan of like the tricolor background. There's like too much going on in the background. David Ortiz, if you look, half his body's like in the lower third, like first third of the cover, and then it blends into like the middle third. I don't know, to me, just ugly design. The logo is really ugly too. MLB The Show, 08, MLB The Show 07, very hard to read. I don't know. I mean, sign of the times, I guess. Yeah, just not a fan of these ones. I mean, the David Wright one, if it was a different background, I'd probably like it a little bit more, but yeah, we're just gonna leave those there. Next, we got MLB The Show 12, A-Rod. Oh my God, Agon. Sorry, Adrian Gonzalez. This one's pretty cool. But I think it's gonna go B tier as well. Something about it kind of has like if this came out today, I'd be like, oh, look how AI that looks. Like, I don't know, it looks overly kind of edited. Is that the right word? Like when we look at Aaron Judge and Ohtani, like they don't look that edited. Obviously they are, but the Agon one almost looks like in-game graphics. And actually I haven't seen the cover up close in a long time. I don't remember it. It might be, that might have been what they're going for, but definitely not the look. So not a fan of that one. Next, we got MLB The Show 14. I think it's gonna go A tier. I don't have it in my S tier. I don't think it's the absolute best of the best, but it's pretty clean. I mean, yeah, the Miggy with the home run pose, like the colors look pretty good. The logos, front and center, pretty clear. Yeah, there's just nothing really that bad with this one. I like this cover. It's pretty good. Next, we got MLB The Show 21, Fernando Tatis. Probably the most iconic cover, maybe. This got to go S tier. Not my personal favorite, but very good. Perfect, photo choice, perfect pose. Obviously, the no doubt home run celebration, and the kind of like ripped up background that they were going for that year, and the little small little graphics, circling the last name and shouting out of his mouth, like that stuff. It all looks really good. I think this was the first year that MLB The Show was on Xbox. And yeah, just there was something about that year, something about this cover that just looked really, really nice. Both on PlayStation and Xbox, you know, when they showed like the physical box. So yeah, I think it's probably one of the best covers of all time right there. MLB The Show 21. Next up, MLB The Show 23, Jazz Chisholm. I kind of already mentioned I'm not a big fan of this cover. I know a lot of people weren't. A lot of people specifically did not like it because of Jazz, you know, saying that they didn't deserve it, that, you know, why would you have a Marlins player on there? That's not the reason I hate it. I hate like this kind of, I don't know, unathletic pose. Like at least like the Judge pose in MLB The Show 18. At least he looks like intimidating. This Jazz one just kind of looks like, I don't know, like some random dude dressed up in a Marlins uniform and they threw him on the cover. I don't know, maybe I'm hating too much. The background, I like the background. The background's fine. But yeah, just something about it, just it was a miss. I think it's probably gonna have to go F tier. I'm sorry, Jazz. I don't think you deserved all the hate, but you kind of are not that great of a cover. Next we got MLB The Show 13, Andrew McCutchen. This, it's so close to S tier, but I think I'm gonna put it A tier, like top of A tier, maybe S tier. We'll see how many we got in the A and S tier, but I don't think it gets any better. Dude, I kind of want to put it S tier. We'll put it S tier for now. It's a pretty good one. I mean, clean, right? The baseball background, you got the seams in the back, clean hitting pose of Andrew McCutchen. I like, you know, having the show logo on the left, McCutchen on the right, just everything about it. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Next we got MLB The Show 19, Bryce Harper. This is interesting. I think it's probably gonna go C tier. Like not necessarily terrible, but not great. Yeah, you know, this is the year that Bryce Harper was a free agent, so they kind of have like a temporary cover until he signed with the team, and he signed really late with the Phillies. So the cover just kind of came together. You kind of tell like they just kind of, this might even be photoshopped. Like I don't even know if he actually had a photo shoot for this cover. This might be all photoshopped, right? The jersey and the hat, the helmet. Very generic pose. Again, kind of like what I was complaining about with Chisholm. With Jazz, not the most athletic, not the most intimidating. Just you kind of look like a guy dressed up holding a bat. And again, it's not necessarily Bryce Harper's fault or STS's fault. It was unfortunate, you know, circumstance of that year. I really do like the background. I like the MLB The Show font. I think the logo looks really good. Again, just unfortunate timing. So I think it could have been a lot better. So I'm just gonna put it at C. I don't think it's god awful, but just an awkward kind of logo, I guess, or cover. Next we got MLB The Show 08 and MLB The Show 09. Ryan Howard, Dustin Pedroia. Very similar covers, but personally I think Ryan Howard is A tier, and I think Dustin Pedroia is probably more of a C tier. The Ryan Howard, I don't know what it is about that cover. It looks really good to me, very clean. I don't even remember playing that game that much. I know I had it, but a lot of times, you know, when people make like tier list videos, they kind of are blinded by nostalgia and, you know, the love they had for that game. I don't really remember playing this game that much, but that cover, every time I see it, I'm like, that's only the show. Dustin Pedroia, something about it, I don't know, maybe because it's a repeat of the one before. Maybe it was the uniform choice, putting him in a road jersey. Maybe that's what's not doing it for me. Maybe that's the same issue I have with Ohtani, I don't know. But the Miguel Cabrera one, I think he's in a road jersey, and that one looks pretty fine. I don't know, there's something about the Pedroia one, just maybe the colors are just too faded out for me. It's just, I don't know, there's something about it that doesn't hit the same way the Ryan Howard one does. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's good. I would just say it's there. Whereas the Ryan Howard one, again, I don't know, I really enjoy it. So that's going to go A tier. Dustin Pedroia going C tier. Sorry, don't be mad at me. Next, we got the back-to-back Joe Mauer years. MLB Show 10, MLB Show 11. One is definitely better than the other. I think MLB Show 10 is the not-so-good one. Not bad, but just average. Kind of iconic for MLB Show. Maybe it was the year, the actual content within that year. But the cover itself, a little busy, a little too much going on in the background. I think the background, you know, blue image is a little too, you know, not blurred enough, a little too sharp. So it just kind of counters with the Joe Mauer in the front too much for me. Oops, put that there. Yeah, I don't know. Something about it just feels too busy. Now, MLB The Show 11, I think this is A tier. I think it's the same thing as the McCutchen, right? You put them side by side, they both look really good. I don't think it's as clean as the McCutchen. I think it's a little more busier. The the angle of Joe Mauer, kind of, they did him a little dirty. The neck is all scrunched up, looks a little weird. Maybe they took the cover, the pose from MLB Show 10 and put it on the background of MLB Show 11. It'd be like a top tier, S tier cover, but yeah, I think MLB Show 11 at A tier is not bad. I like it. Next, we got MLB The Show 16, Josh Donaldson. Now this is a cover. This is a cover that I think I get blinded by nostalgia. The cover itself I don't think is the best, but that game I really enjoyed. One of my favorites. It was the first year I really got into Diamond Dynasty and like put a lot of hours in Diamond Dynasty. I think for a lot of people was. I think it might have been the first year where like Diamond Dynasty really took a leap forward. But I'm not gonna let myself get blinded by nostalgia. I think we're gonna put this B tier or A tier. We'll put it B tier, I think. Oh, I don't know. It's better. You know what? I think this is better than the Ryan Howard cover. So I think Ryan Howard's going to get knocked down to B tier. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think something about the colors, they pop a little bit more. I'm a sucker for the overexposed, kind of vibrant contrast colors. The Show 16 just kind of pops on the background. The same with Josh Donaldson. Whereas Ryan Howard, a little more faded, a little more washed out, and maybe again that's just a sign of the times. The logo's better. I think the modern logo is a lot better than the old one. So yeah, we're gonna put Josh Donaldson above a Ryan Howard. Actually, Ryan Howard's moving down a lot in this video. Hold up, because I think Aaron Judge might go A tier. You know what? Aaron Judge is still for debate. I got to compare it to the Show 26. I got to look at the 26 one a little bit more. Next, we got Ken Griffey Jr. MLB Show 17. This is S tier. One of the best. Probably my favorite. My personal favorite goes up here. The gold logo is just top tier. Something, gold and black always feels like very premium, very, just tasteful. You got his autograph in the corner, obviously a couple background images, but they don't really distract from Ken Griffey being front and center, not like some of the other background images and some of the other covers. And this is a nostalgia factor. The Show 17 is probably one of my favorite games of all time, baseball games. Definitely, I enjoy it way more than the Show 19, 16, 21. Yeah, the Show 17 was like the game for me, so... yeah, that's S tier. So a little bit of nostalgia, but also like it just looks very good. Next, we got MLB Show 20 with Javi Baez. Baez, I'm gonna put S tier. S tier as well. Just the action shot, very unique, right? A lot of the other ones are all hitters. Couple pitchers on there, but he's like the only one actually fielding the ball, which is really, really cool. I know the Joe Mauer one, he's fielding in the background of the background image, as in the catcher position, but the Javi Baez one just looks so good in the red and the blue contrast. MLB The Show right in the center, right, right across the very middle of the box. Yeah, I think the Javi Baez, like it was very clean. It looks very, very good. And when I put it next to Andrew McCutchen, I think it's got to bump Andrew McCutchen down to A tier. These three just stick out way more compared to Andrew McCutchen. But Andrew McCutchen's so close to being S tier, but I think he's got to go A tier now. All right, next we got MLB The Show 15 with Yasiel Puig. Now, as a biased Dodger fan, you would think this is going S tier, but it's not. Honestly, sadly, I think Yasiel Puig goes into C tier. At the time, in 2015, when this game came out, I was like, yo, that's the greatest cover ever. This is going to be the greatest game ever. But as time continues, time moves on. I look at it now and I'm like, a little awkward. I love the Dodger Stadium in the background. And again, that's the biased Dodger fan coming out. But the pose, it just hasn't aged well. I don't know. It's one of those, again, looks very outdated. Puig obviously kind of fell off. He doesn't really compare to a lot of the other players in terms of career. Definitely one of the more unique ones, right? If this was based on uniqueness, it'd be S tier. But overall as a cover, it's got to go C tier. It's not terrible, but it's just kind of eh. The MLB The Show font, I think this is the only year they did like a little italicized kind of font during that time period. And I don't know, I guess MLB The Show 14 is italicized, but something about 15 just looks off. It doesn't look very clean, very good, very crisp. So yeah, Puig's gonna go as C tier. It's not bad. It's not going F tier. It is, unfortunately, and that makes me very sad because he's the only Dodger really with the cover. So hopefully the Dodgers get another cover soon. Okay, so now I got to add MLB The Show 24, 25, and 26. MLB The Show 24 Vladdy. To me, this is like a... I don't want to do this to Vlad. I think when you compare it to all the other covers, Vlad might be F tier. I really do not like the Vlad cover. I like the idea. I think Vlad was a great choice for the cover athlete. I think it's a nice, fun pose, right? Him doing the shush. I don't like that they have his name over him, right? Vladdy Jr. It's almost like they have to tell you who he is because he's not big enough a star. Even though he is, obviously baseball fans know him and baseball fans really enjoy him. But it's like, I don't know, why would you put his name, right, the graphic over him? Just that really bugs me. I don't like the blue background. Kind of like with the Jazz cover. You know, they're going with these nice, funky little designs and graphics on the cover. But it just doesn't do it for me. It just, ooh. The MLB Show 24 logo I do not like. You know, they changed it up from like the block, you know, very clean blocky letters to more of like a artistic 24 decision choice, whatever you want to call it. Font. There you go. Yeah, the font for the 24 in MLB Show 24 just doesn't sit right with me. Yeah, you know, you have the Blue Jays logo on the helmet, but just the angle of the photo covers his jersey. It almost feels like they didn't have the rights to the Blue Jays jersey. I don't know, just something about it. I really don't like it. That makes me upset because I really like Vlad. I know a lot of people like Vlad. But yeah, this cover is just very bad to me. I do not like this cover. I think the biggest thing is the letters or the name across, you know, his body. Like, it's not even a clean font. It's just, it looks very ugly. Like, I just can't. It almost looks like they ran out of space. Look how the L and the A merge, and the L and the A are like overlapping compared to all the other letters. I can't. I do not like it. I'm sorry. Next we have MLB The Show 25. Yeah, this cover is fine. This is probably C tier for me. It just is a little too busy. I think the right choices. Ellie obviously makes it a good cover star. Paul Skeen's a good cover star. Gunnar Henderson, fine. Like, no issues with them. And it was different. It's unique. I like that. I appreciate that. I think maybe the colors in the background are a little too heavy. The yellow, red, and orange. I don't like the little, what would you call that? Like career movement, right? From like the minors or college to the minors to the all-star teams, right? If that makes sense. Like the career ladder, I guess, in teams. I don't like that. And it's unfortunate because, again, I think if you gave them all individually different covers, it would look a lot cooler. But because they're all sharing the same cover, it kind of just makes the cover feel busy. I mean, it's not bad. Don't get me wrong. It's not bad. I just don't necessarily like it. It is. So I'm going to put MLB The Show 25 at C tier. All right. And finally, we have MLB The Show 26. This year's cover. What do I say about this? Well, first I got to decide, do I like it more or less than MLB The Show 18? Because one of them is going to go A tier, one of them is going to go B tier. I don't think either are top tier. I don't think either of them are bad or mid, right? I don't think they're both good covers. MLB The Show 18, I really like the color scheme. Kind of the same with MLB The Show 17. I like the white, the black, the gold. It just, good color combination. I like kind of the gritty background behind Judge. You got the lights, right? Lights are not too bright. My only issue with this cover is the Judge kind of pose, the stance. Similar to what I said about Jazz or, what I said about Bryce Harper. It looks like they had Judge dress up and hold a bat, and they could have anyone do that, So, yeah, that's the only thing that goes, against it for me. When it comes to 26, much better pose. I like the WBC inclusion, right? Obviously, having two images of Judge, but they're also there's too much going on in the background. I like a clean, give me the cover athlete in the middle of his, doing his thing on the cover. I like the cover athlete just nice front and center with the logo, and there's just too much in the background. Like, I get it, the cover kind of tells a story, and I appreciate that, right? Kind of showing his movement from high school all the way to the majors to the WBC, but it's just too much. Like, I don't need a roadmap on the cover. I don't need the Bulldogs script on the cover. Don't need the MLB logo. Like, I get it, their accomplishments and their steps in his career, but it's just too busy. So for that, I actually think I like MLB The Show 18 more. This is another case where you take the MLB Show 18 color scheme and design choices and mix it with the MLB The Show 26 pose, and you would have like a S tier logo. But looking at them individually, I think MLB The Show 18 actually has a better cover than 26. And don't get me wrong, 26 is really good. I think 26 is better than the last couple years. Definitely the best cover we've had since the Show 21, 22. So in the last 4 or 5 years. But for me personally, I think the Show 18 is a better cover. So I'm gonna put the Show 18 at A tier, and that's gonna leave MLB The Show 26 at C tier, or sorry, at B tier. So pretty spread out, pretty good, evenly distributed. I think having MLB The Show 7 at F tier and MLB The Show 8 at F tier is gonna maybe drive people a little crazy, because I think those are like really beloved covers. They just don't do it for me. There's not a lot of covers that I hate, even the ones I have in F tier. The ones that I think are bad, I don't hate them. They're fine. Just compared to all the other ones, I think they're just a lot worse. I think Puig might even go F tier, really. Like, the more I look at it, the more it makes me upset that that's the only Dodger cover I have as a Dodger fan. Yeah, I don't know. I guess my bias is going to put it in C, but you could easily tell me it's F tier. I'd be like, yeah, you're right. So that's where I'm going to leave this video. Again, we got our first real news from MLB The Show 26. Hopefully we get more. I'm not trying to be like a news and information channel. I just thought it'd be really fun to rank it. So hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you catch me next time. I catch you next time. Hopefully you enjoy the content. I'll catch y'all later, I guess. And yeah, later.